What a deck!
Hello and welcome to What a Deck, where we play troll decks, rogue decks, and whatever the hell I feel like. I'm Hardleg Joe, and today we're looking at Secret Gendo Pendulum Lockdown. Now this is a very special episode. It's a Patreon-sponsored episode. This time by Lord Patron Supreme himself, MillionLittleE, who, if you're unfamiliar with this channel, has donated a massive amount of funds and resources towards just trying to make this channel as great as possible. So thanks goes to him. And he specifically requested that I make a deck as competitive as I possibly could, which means rules I normally abide by, like no Solemn Strike, no one-ofs. I try to stay away from meta cards, or cards that I think might be limited in the near future. All those rules are out the window today. I'm just trying to make as competitive a lockdown a deck as I possibly could. And I think I did pretty well, so this should be pretty interesting. We've got a whole bunch of lockdowns, we swarm really fast. This is just a mean deck that stops you from playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Completely. If you just want the deck profile, there's a link in the description. I have a separate video where I'll go over everything in here, and I'll explain how it works. Otherwise, it's 10 duels against random opponents on YGOPro, and we'll see how this thing does. Alright, here we are. First duel versus Exceedingly. Exceedingly something? I don't know. Of course, we've got our sleeves, Secret Village, key component in this deck, along with all these Spellcasters, so I put them all in the Secret Village so it makes sense. Are we going first or second? First, excellent. Although our hand, not the best, unfortunately. This deck is prone to the occasional brick. It gets really great hands most of the time. We could still do some things, though, so let's try this. First, we're going to put out Jowgen. He says neither player could special summon. We're going to put out Secret Village of the Spellcasters. This says while I control a Spellcaster monster and my opponent does not, they cannot activate any spells. Basically, whoever doesn't control a Spellcaster can't activate spells. So he can't special summon and he can't activate spells. Of course, this only has 200 attack. This is much better to pendulum summon this out and completely lock them down. But we can't. But that's fine. Our opponent just surrendered, as often happens with this deck. Just a warning right now, we may do, normally I only do 10 duels. If testing is any indication, a lot of these are going to be first turn surrenders. Most people cannot compete with what this deck does. So we may go into 15, 20 duels, who knows, we'll see. Next duel. Alright, here we are, second duel versus Primo Dino. As I said, with any lockdown deck, you want to go first. You want to be able to set up your things as best you could. So we're going to activate Terraforming. We have our Skullcrabat Joker, which is good for letting us search, and... actually, yeah, we'll go ahead and search, because that'll just give us one more monster on the field, and he has 1800 attack, which is pretty good. So we're going to search out Dragon Pit, because we have 3 of him. We can afford to get rid of one. And, well, actually, we don't have any Majespecters right now, so what we're going to do is use Pendulum Call. This will let us get any 2 Magicians. Send that to the graveyard, and we'll just get 8. Dragon Pit and Dragon Pulse. One is 8 scale, one is 1 scale. So having them both lets you Pendulum Summon anything 1 through 7. So we're just going to go ahead and special summon our Jowgen in defense mode. And then we're going to activate Secret Village. So again, just like the first duel, no special summons, no spells, except this time we have a Pendulum Scale, we have an 1800 beater, and we have him in defense mode. We're a little bit more stood up. Of course, if they have any kind of beat stick, they could still get over this, but it's going to limit them severely on the first turn. They're going to have to pretty much just go into their main phase 2 and do stuff. If they can. And it doesn't look so far like they can. Excellent, Gendo, although we can't Pendulum Summon him because, of course, Jowgen says you can't special summon, but that's fine. So what we're going to do first is these each have the effect, if you have another Magician in your scale, you can discard a Pendulum monster from your hand to either destroy a face-up monster on the field or destroy a spell trap. So we've got this extra Dragon Pit. Let's just get rid of that trap, because I don't like traps. We'll normal summon Gendo, who was the impetus for this entire deck. Hope this has less than 2,000. It does. And we'll just get him 300. So Gendo says face-up attack position monsters on the field cannot activate their effects. So even if he has something like... well, granted, he can't special summon anyway, but this is a really good stopper of, like, Anything that searches, if they have a Skullcrabat Joker, then they normal summon it. They're not going to be able to search off of it. If they put out a, Maiden with Eyes of Blue, it can't activate its effect when it's normal summon. Like, they normal summon it and then try to target it with something, it's not going to be able to activate its effect. And once we get this into defense mode, then it can't be destroyed or targeted by card effects. And we got another surrender. Like I said, this deck is kind of mean. Especially if you can Pendulum summon this out alongside this, that is just, there's very little. You gotta have those beat sticks. Alright, here we are, third duel versus Show Enough. Show Enough, we are doing things. Once again, we're going first. We got our Upstart Goblin, just because you could be a little bit more efficient. This is actually kind of a shit hand, because you don't want so many Jowgens. You don't want to get 3 of anything, really, on this first turn. But at least we can Pendulum Summon. So what we're going to do is we're just going to Pendulum Summon out both of them. We're still prone to things like Raigeki Dark Hole, but this will be a little bit better to help us stall for a turn, because they can only normal summon, and they can't get rid of both of these with one normal summon. Unless they have some kind of effect that destroys cards, and then we've got this Solemn Strike. So we can strike them down if they try to activate any kind of monster effect that'll get rid of any of our stuff. Of course, we're still vulnerable to spell traps and stuff, but we've got 3 Secret Village and 3 Terraforming. Yep, good old Flame Armor Ninja. And, you know what, I'm going to do that now, because I just don't want him to have a monster that can defeat this. And we've got our God Says No negation animation. I'm not sure if you saw that flash up real quick. It's actually from Solemn Warning, not Solemn Strike. Perfect! Majespecter Fox. We'll normal summon it and get a Majespecter trap. If you don't know the way Majespecters work, they all have the effect they can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects. So there's that. When it's summoned, it gets the trap, which is if a monster would be special summoned or a monster effect is activated, tribute 1 wind Spellcaster and negate it. So this is essentially like a Solemn Strike, except for I have to tribute my Fox, but I can Pendulum summon it back out. I could if my scales weren't destroyed. And then just keep using it every single turn. Of course, I can't special summon it with Jowgen out either. But it is a Spellcaster, so it works with Secret Village if I get Secret Village. Ooh, good old Majespecter Raccoon. Let's go ahead and normal summon that. He'll let me grab any other Majespecter from my deck. And we're just going to grab another copy of it because it has the 5 scale. Got 5 in 1. It won't let us get our Dragon Pits back. But it'll let us keep summoning out these Majespecters if they get destroyed. Ooh, 1800. Solid. But it's only got 1200, so it can't get over these Jowgens. He can't, well, what second? Turn number, okay, you can just return them to my hand. So we're good, we got stuff. We're slowly building up things. Hopefully what we need is our Majespecter Unicorn. And that's our big beat stick. It only has 2,000, but again, when you negate everything and make it so they can't special summon, you get some pretty good stuff. Ooh, Gendo. He will do things. Unfortunately, I still can't. But yeah, just for additional lockdown, just for lockdown potential. If nothing else, maybe he'll move this into attack mode, and then I can kill it with Fox or Raccoon. Cannot be targeted, except this one. If this card is destroyed by battle. Okay. So Gendy's gonna kill that, that's fine. Like I said, I mostly put that out as bait. Let's see. Yep, we're just gonna get another Fox on this situation. More good old Tempests. But yeah, I think I mentioned already the negation, and I mentioned the sleeves. But what I didn't mention is if you want them for yourself, I have a... Ooh, what's this? Oh, just negate attack. Alright. We'll call it a draw then. Yeah, if you want them for yourself, I have a Patreon. If you donated $1 or more to that Patreon, any amount pretty much, because I think $1 is the minimum amount, you will get not only these sleeves and the deck files and the animations to use for yourself, but you will get all the files for every What a Deck I've ever done, which is, I believe this is a 66, so that's a lot of them. And then also I have a Facebook, which is facebook.com/hardleggaming. If you check on that, ooh, let's make sure you can't get any spells either. Even though it's ninjas, so it's mostly traps, but whatever. Let's see what this is. Ooh, 100. Sad face. But still got low attack. But yes, if you like me on Facebook, I have all the, what does this do? Add one ninja from your deck to your hand. Yeah, because it's not like I can get over them with this thing anyway. No. But yeah, on the Facebook, once all the stuff from my... I've been doing this for a little over a year now. I think it's like a year and like 4 months. But once an episode becomes a year old, I put the old files up on the Facebook. So if you want some of my older sleeves, or if you want to get these eventually in a year when they come up and you don't have $1, well then, have I got news for you. Just join the Facebook, and you could have access to all the things. You could just spread them around. See, that's what I was trying to prevent him from getting. Because I knew he had that in there, and I'm going to have some trouble countering that. Fortunately for me, if he does finally get rid of both of these, I can just, like, you know, pendulum summon out all these Majespecters that I've been hiding. And I can begin doing mean things again. Of course, this is going on a little longer than I would like. He's got more defense points than most people do. That's the thing. This is really kind of an anti-meta deck. Like you saw with the blue... Like, blue eyes have a lot of trouble when they can't get their spells or special summon. Not so much the Gendo against them. Gendo's more of a thing against, like, frickin' Cosmos. Cosmos hate that. Because they normal summon their farm girl, and then she can't tag out, because monsters in attack mode can't activate their effects. It's a sad state of affairs. And this is actually, like, you probably want to... Ninjutsu. Is there new ninjutsu arts? Interesting. You can do that every turn. That's kind of cool. Yeah, but you can't activate spells because of Secret Village. It's a sad state of affairs, that's for sure. Oh, he just sends them all back. Well then. I forgot he had that effect. Yeah, like I said, the more meta your deck is, the more this is likely to hurt him. He's got a lot of normal summons and a lot of traps. Fortunately, I do have stuff in the side deck. This is another deck that comes alive in the side deck because, you know, Jowgen's not going to be useful against a bunch of normal summonable monsters, or if you're fighting like Yosenjus or something like that. So, you know, side out the Yosenjus, and I've got Royal Decrees. That'll really put a kink in his gears if he's going to be playing ninjas with all traps. There's Kieran. Of course I can't. I'm going to be taking a lot of damage. I can't normal summon this again, though. But do I want to? Yeah, because I can't special summon. So that'll just put more defense. Yay. And we'll just grab another one of those. So we've got more defense, and I'm not going to play Secret Village, because one, he's already activated his things. If he has spells, he's already activated them. Two, I have to have a Spellcaster, which means I'll have to, like, normal summon. And with the current scales I got, where I can only do 5 and 1, I can't pendulum summon out Kieran, the Majespecter Unicorn. So what I'm going to have to do is pendulum summon out stuff, and then normal summon him. So I don't want to use up my normal summon. Ouchie. And then he'll finally get rid of that, and then be able to make some kind of Ixie. But then he won't be prepared for the Kieran. Hopefully. I don't know what these traps could be. He might have other things. He might have nonsense up his sleeve. Or maybe he has ninjutsu art of duplication. Any number of ninjas. Oh, but the levels have to be... Okay. Oh, he has 2 of them? Okay. GG. Mismatch. Didn't get my plays. You have all traps. But that's fine. Like I was explaining, this is not good against other rogue decks. It's good against meta stuff. We'll go into the 4th duel and see if we can start winning again. Alright, here we are. 4th duel versus Fudo Yusei. I feel like Yusei isn't that the main character of 5Ds? I don't know, I don't be watching much of that anime. And he graciously let me go first, which is just excellent. We don't really have, I mean, we have Kieran, but we really want to keep our Solemn Warning, because that can negate normal summons, which is the one thing that really affects him. So we'll get these. And we'll just go ahead. We'll get that out. And one of these. And then we'll just get both of these guys out. Defense mode because he's got the same amount, and Solemn Warning just to, just in case. Of course, we're open to spell traps once again. Like I said, this negates a whole lot of things. It's very rare that you get all the negation at once. Normally it's kind of like, okay, well I can stop you from activating effects when you're normal summoned, and I can send something back to your hand once, and I can negate something. A summon. So I've got pretty good coverage, but if you've got like Twin Twister and Dark Hole, I'm gonna be in a bad state. Let's see. Normal summon this, it's got 1850 attack, but it has no defense. I think what I want to do... Oh wait, no, that's... okay. I want to use this effect. I'm just gonna blow up one of his traps. Okay, he's just reckless greeting. He's being pretty reckless. Now he's got to do a lot of stuff. Go ahead and give him the attack. And the good thing about I've seen a lot as soon as I saw Gendo, I was like, this is gonna be a thing. This is gonna be a useful guy. But he's a little bit difficult to use. I actually I tried to look him up, and the first thing on like Google was like a YouTube video someone made saying like, I tried to use Gendo, but he's not as good as he seems. He's good in Pendulum. If you can Pendulum summon him, he is amazing. Let's see. Oh yeah. Well, I could get this. This would just be a wall, though. Yep, let's just keep clearing things out. Because I don't like that. I guess this has to be a face-up. Let's kill whatever this is. There you go, Bob's your uncle. But yeah, what's really good against him, like, your monsters can't activate their effects in attack mode either. But with the Majespecters, you can Pendulum summon them out in defense mode, and then grab a bunch of traps, and then just switch them next turn. Ooh, I got Solemn Notice too. And yeah, that was... I'm not sure if I mentioned it in the opening text crawl. I had to re-record that several times because there's a lot of information I'm trying to get out first turn. But, or in the first, like, minute of the video. But originally, when MillionLittleE suggested a deck, yeah, go ahead. You can't get that effect. Gendo says no. Nuh-uh. I am no loser. But when he first requested a deck, he actually wanted Trap Tricks with, Now that, I'm gonna have to Solemn Warning. I can't be letting you getting out tuners and stuff. No. He wanted, Counter Fairies with Trap Tricks, and I thought that would be, like, the easiest thing to make ever, but surprisingly they don't work very well. I'll continue this story next time. We got another surrender. Going into the 5th duel. Alright, here we are. 5th duel versus Pokemon Go Rocks! Anytime something's in caps, you've got to shout it. You've got to say it out loud. We've got a pretty good hand, and we're going first. Thank you. It must be my birthday. Let's see. So, we're going to normal summon Kieran. Go ahead and get ourselves another not Kieran, Bumbuku. Go ahead and get ourselves another raccoon. We'll just activate that old pendulum call. Get our 2 magicians. And then I think this is going to be the meanest field we've gotten so far. I mean, he could still special summon, and we still got whatchamacallit. But that's going to let us get a trap. And then he can't activate spells. He can't activate spells, he can't target any of my monsters, he can't blow them up with card effects. I can send one back to my hand to send something back to his hand, and I can negate a monster effect. He needs to have a lot of spell effects to be able to do anything. Okay. Let's see. Yep, that's fine. That is perfectly fine. Especially against Black Wings, I don't want to risk him like special summoning out. Because you don't need your normal summon necessarily with Black Wings. So what I'm going to do, end phase, because he can no longer special summon things, I'll send those back. And he surrendered. Because next turn I was just going to special summon these out. I'd get another trap. I'd get another fucking Kieran, because I could search another Majespecter card. It's just, it's all downhill from there. So we're rocking this. We're already going into the 6th duel. I'll have to continue that story I was talking about eventually. Maybe next turn? Maybe? Whoa. Next duel, I mean? Alright, here we are. 6th duel versus Golex, which is cool. Sounds kind of like the name of like a mysterious wizard or something. Good old King Golex of the Golex tribe. We're going first again. We've got another good hand. We're gonna do the same things we've been doing. Oh, well, I didn't even get a chance to do the things then. That's fine. I was gonna say, once I got into the 7th duel, I wanted to give a shout out to Ryan Smith, who's another patron who's donated $10 or more. Thank you to him. He's helping to support the channel. Give him a shout out alongside MillionLittleE in the comments if you'd be so kind. It's all they get for their donation, and well, I guess they get the sleeves and stuff too. But just anything you can do to make them feel better, because they're really helping out. They're helping make this content awesome. We're going into the 7th duel. 7th duel versus the man with no name. We have a name. It's Azkaban, which is... I'm sure everyone gets the reference, at least somewhat. I mean, it's Harry Potter. That thing was only the most popular thing since things became a thing. Shit. We can't do as much as I would like. Unfortunately. But we have our Tempest. So what I'm going to do is normal summon this. Even though these are a little bit better, we're going to get our... We're just going to get another Bumbuku. Because, I mean, if we get any other scale, we can grab another 5 or another 2. Secret Village. Majespecter Tempest. Go. And it's really nice because the one thing that... The one weakness that Majespecters have is spell trap removal. And everyone's playing Twin Twister, so it's like, oh, you could set all the Tempests you want, but it doesn't matter. They're just going to Twin Twister it, except now they can't. Sad state of affairs. A lot of people don't have these normal summonable monsters anymore. Not as powerful. But yeah, I think, okay, so back to what I was, oh, okay. Oh, X-Head Cannon. It doesn't have an effect for me to negate. But it can't get over Gendo if I set Gendo. And it should be pretty slow if he's running that, unless he's running the ABCXYZ. Yeah, what's this? 5 and 8? That's not going to help me very much. But... No, actually, that's great. Normal summon. I'll just grab me a Fox. And then we'll just Fox. And one of these. And we'll just special summon out Pompoko and Gendo. We're going to keep Jowgen for a couple reasons. One, he can just get over it with the 1800, so that's not going to be particularly useful. But he can't get over Gendo. He can only destroy one of these. I'll keep pendulum summoning them back. And even if he kills one, I still have that. 2, Jowgen has another effect. I'm not sure if I mentioned this or if you notice it, but you can discard one random card from your hand, destroy all special summon monsters on the field. And of course, with the Majespecters, who can't be destroyed by card effects, you could just put him out, be like, bam, kill all the things, and there goes 1900. Of course, he can't equip that to that. He could kill Gendo, so I'm going to go ahead and negate that. But normally it's like, you could summon that out. You can't use its effects. But you could summon it out. There you go. Just have a happy old time. And go use our Summoner Art. Get this. We could Pendulum Summon it out. It'd be a good defense. But, oh wait, yeah. You know what, we're going to do that then. Because I can't use the effect because I don't have another Pendulum. So, let's Special Summon out those two. Defense mode. Attack mode. I forgot. I should have put him in defense mode. Can't get his effect with Gendo. But that's fine, and then we'll normal summon this. And hope he doesn't have a Mirror Force. Well, I mean, it would only kill Jowgen. But that's fine. Now we could slowly start whittling him away. I got too many monsters for him to handle. 200. Yay, I'm doing things. But yes, so I was saying, when Million originally requested his deck, he wanted Counter Fairies and Trap Tricks. And I thought that would be like the easiest thing since sliced bread, like no one would be able to stop that. But it didn't work as well as I thought it would be. People kept, like, as soon as they summoned a monster out, like I was doomed. Like, I could negate summons all day, but as soon as they got one out, your Trap Tricks are not doing anything. So it's kind of a sad state of affairs. Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, I'm just going to Suicide Pampoko. Because I want to Pendulum Summon that back out anyway. So, but yeah, so I was talking to him, being like, hey, I tried the thing you wanted, it didn't quite work. And he basically explained that he just wanted he's a big Magic the Gathering player, and he likes to play blue, which, if you don't know, is like pure lockdown. They're all about like stun and control, making sure your opponent doesn't do anything. And he's like, I just wanted a blue deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! That I could play in real life, something where I could prevent the people from doing anything. And he didn't know very many archetypes, so he knew Counter Fairies negated things. He knew, that's fine, I can't get over this. And he knew the Trap Tricks like stopped you from summoning things. But other than that, he was just sort of like, oh. So I already had this idea, and I just told him I would try to make this as competitive as I possibly could. Just try to make Gendo, and I would throw in Majespecters, and then I ended up throwing in the Magicians, because having a scale that can summon Kieran is just amazing. Speaking of summoning Kieran, well, let's get these two. In defensive mode. Because that'll let me add the things. Let's just get another that. So now we got 2 Kierans. And one of these. And then, unfortunately, we get Kieran in the position where if he's in attack mode, he can't activate his effect. We don't need that anymore. But that's fine, I don't necessarily need to activate his effect. I'm just going to attack through everything. Because he still can't be targeted or destroyed by effects. Unless they've got like a Burying Mirror Force or something like that. I mean, he's slowly making his way towards ABC Dragon Cannon, but with Solemn Warning and Majespecter Tempest, he's not going to be able to actually get it out. So it's fine. And if he ever does destroy this, then I can start using Kieran's. But the only thing he has is the A, and I don't think he's going to be able to do that. So I think I already have this one. I don't know. I'm going to actually cut, and we'll be back when... Oh, there he goes. ABC. Nah. You can't has. And those are just banished now. Oh, Scramble Union. Ooh. Oh, I should have used Majespecter Tempest on that. And then use Solemn Warning for this, because Solemn Warning can negate spell traps that summon things. Of course, having the 3 of these, they can't attach themselves because they can't activate their effects. He could do, okay. You have another Scramble Union. Is that what that is? Is that what that is? I hope not. Then I might be in for a spot of bother. Of course, stopping him from using his Union Hanger. Very nice. Oh, that can do stuff? Oh, he's just going to add it to his hand. Okay. We'll get this. Oop. Ah, bug on my leg. It's so itchy. So what we're going to do, Fox to attack mode. And then we'll special summon this in defense so we can use its effect and still attack. Actually, he has no field. Let's just put both the Kirins in defense, use their effects like crazy to keep him from having anything on the field, and then just keep pendulum summoning these out. Unless it just froze. Which it might have just frozen. But unless this is like Solemn Warning or Solemn Strike or something, I'm going to call this in my favor because he already used 2 of these. He's only got 1 more. I can keep sending it back to his extra deck. There's very little he could do. I mean, he could tribute it to get all 3 of them back, but then it's still in the graveyard. I don't know. We'll be back. I'll wait a few minutes. See if No Name comes back. Okay, there we go. Things are working as planned. To defense. We'll just attack with these little ones. I guess I probably could have just attacked with all of them and then I would have won, wouldn't I have? Oh well, we'll win next turn. We'll just get Kirin in defense mode. There you go. So I guess I'm not sure if people know about Kirin. I know Kirin very well, because I hate this card. During either player's turn, you can target 1 pendulum monster you control and 1 monster your opponent controls. Return them both to the hand. What you gonna do? You gonna attack that? Okay. I'll just send that and that back to the hand. Now you don't got anything. Yeah, any deck that has to normal summon is just completely fucked by Kirin. Because if you can get Kirin and any other pendulum out, there's just, you can't do anything. There's nothing you could do. It's a sad state of affairs. That's why, like, I think I mentioned at the beginning, like, I wouldn't usually play Kirin because I'm pretty sure on the next ban list he'll go to 1 or 2, just to sort of, like, limit his power. I don't think he'll be outright banned, but he's a little too cheap, especially in, like, casual play. Especially against certain rogue decks and stuff like that. I mean, we'll see. It's kind of iffy. That's a little bit of a biased choice on my pick, although I've heard other people who hate him. I mean, comment in the comments, what do you think? Should Kirin go to 1? Is Kirin fine how he is? Is he going to be power creeped out fast enough? Should Kirin go to 4? Controversial opinion. Going to the 8th duel. Alright, 8th duel versus Now Su Obrigada. I think I said that pretty good. Someone can tell me in the comments what language this is and what this means, if anything. I'm not sure. I think that's Portuguese. Is that now sound? You don't see that very much in like other languages. It might be an Asian language as well. Maybe Korean. I don't know. Hard to say. Especially when they like Romanize it by typing it out in like actual text. Like I could recognize Korean characters from Japanese and Chinese characters, but not so much written out like this. And it's not loading again. I'm wondering if my internet's going slow or something. Either way, we'll be back when stuff happens. Oh, stuff happened! I got a whole thing. Oh, okay. Well, you know what? I'm not counting that one because I didn't even play anything. We'll go real 8th duel. Alright, here we are, real 8th duel versus Mestre Sombrio. Do we get to go first again? Yeah. A tricky maneuver, to be sure. Oh, wait, no. I always forget when I see Pompoko. Or, was it Boombuku? What's Pompoko? Sounds familiar. But yeah, I always see him and I'm like, oh, I don't have enough. But I forget, like, as soon as you normal summon him, you just get another copy of him. So there you go. You can have a monster out and do your pendulum scales. So we got our 1 and our 5, and Gendo's certainly in between those two. So let's just put him out there. Let's make sure that he's in a secret village. Let's make sure, just in case he manages to special something big, we've got that. And there you go! A lockdown for the ages, unless he's got, I don't know, bubbling mirror force, or what's it, rippling mirror force? Something? I don't know, every once in a while I'll play against other Pendulum Magicians and they'll just normal summon something. It's like, well, fuck me. Or I'll get someone who's just like, Summoner Monk. And it's like, oh, well, fuck. And then they activate all the spells. Or one time, Star Drawing, activate all the spells. More Gendo? More Gendo. Double the Gendo, the Ascetic Monk. No, I'm not going to negate my own summon. So what are you? What kind of deck is this? Oh. Well, I'm just gonna stop that right here. No. Of course, I already used my Pendulum Summon. Foolishly. Very foolishly. But, it's fine. I should still be good. I don't think he can get rid of both of these. I mean, he can. There's nothing stopping him from special summoning. It's just a little bit more difficult because a lot of times when you special summon, it's like normal summon this, and then it has an effect that special summons another monster. So Gendo can really slow that down. It really depends what you're playing. Again, this deck kind of comes alive. It doesn't come alive. It's alive already, but it gets better with the side deck because you can. Oh, yeah. If you've got Satellar Knights, you're kind of doomed with Gendo. Gendo just like. Fuck Satellars. Because you have to normal summon everything. Everything. Okay. Yeah, and 15 is more than 4. Aw, damn it. I forgot. Just desserts. Oh, he's going for a burn? Interesting. I always forget Gendo. So we'll get this one in defense position. I didn't want to pendulum both of them just in case he had like Solemn Strike or something. But that's fine. We'll get... I can't summon Kieran, so we'll just get one of these for now. And we'll just give him the old 100 points of damage. Eh. There you go. Of course, if this is a burn deck, I might be in for a little bit of bother. Of course, like, Magic Cylinder and Blazing Mirror Force are not going to be helpful against the Majespecters, because they can't be targeted or destroyed. Magic Cylinder does target. We'll see. You know what, we'll be back. We'll be back when something interesting happens. Oh, Nurse Refliku, the Fallen One. This is some nurse burn. I'm not a fan. I need to be able to kill this. I might die to nurse burn. It'll be a sad state of affairs, that's for certain. Standby phase. Nope, okay. We'll get these two. In defense mode this time. So I can get all my effects. Pow, pow. Right in the kisser. Now, will I get hit by 3 gift cards and die? It's possible. Okay, we'll get a Kieran this time, because now we've got enough pendulums, we can just normal summon him the way Majespecters want you to do it. That's one of the arguments I hear, like, why Kieran should be banned. Like, in Majespecters, he wasn't that cheap, because Majespecters are all 2s and 5s, so you couldn't pendulum summon him out again. You had to pendulum summon out this stuff, and then normal summon Kieran every turn. Which is still a little bit mean, but, like, to do it, you just had to have more resources. Luckily, he didn't have any of his burn cards, or they were all spell cards that he couldn't activate. But once you get Pendulum Magicians on here, like, you could just Pendulum summon Kieran, even if he's by himself. It's like, you bounce him back to the hand, bounce their stuff back to the hand, Pendulum summon Kieran back out, attack for 2,000. And especially if you can get 3 of them, it's just like, your opponent has to summon more than 3. Like, they have to be playing Pendulums for Kieran not to fuck them over. Like, if you're playing an Ixie deck, like Burning Abyss, Kieran is like your worst nightmare, because every time you make Dante, you're just getting sent back to the extra deck. And yeah, you can float, but you can't float that well. And I'm going to call it. I think I've got this one. I think he's got a bunch of stuff he cannot activate. Granted, battery... No, if he had something that he could... If he had traps that he could use, even if he got, like, battery action now, he would have popped them already. And he has not. So I think next turn I'm going to normal summon Unicorn on top of Bambuku, and then I'm just going to attack for 15 plus 2,000. I'm going to keep doing that unless he does something. So I'm calling this game for me. We'll see. We'll be back I don't even have to be back. He just surrendered. 9th duel. Here we come. Alright, here we are. The 9th duel versus Hodor. Which is going up there. It's on the list with other wizardly sounding names like Gonox. Or whatever it was earlier. I'm going to keep picking Rock. I find Rock wins most of the time. I don't know why. We're just doing the bro fist. Pound it. I am PewDiePie. PewDiePie! I'm sorry. I'll never do that again. Haha! I tricked you! Now it is I who go first. Oh, ooh. This sucks. Well, does it suck? It's not as good. It's not as a complete and utter lockdown as we've been getting. Go and get QB. He'll get Trap. And we'll just be like, Trap. 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 No spells. Go. What can do? Do have monster with more... Well, I can Solemn Warning, so if he normal summons anything with more than 1,500, he's gonna get warned. That guy's gonna be like, hold off, no, I don't believe. Of course, it's weird, I made the negation, like, thing. I always want to call it an animation, because it, like, moves up there, but it doesn't actually move. It's not actually animated, it's just a single picture. But I made it, this guy, I assume it's the Abrahamic God, or something similar to it. Even though, like, when you negate a summon, the negation thing doesn't come up. And this doesn't actually negate effects. Like, Tempest does, and Solemn Strike does, but I just liked his, like, whoa, hold off a little bit better. Plus it was good, like, Solemn... What was it? What's the original Solemn card? Ah, I should know this. Solemn Judgment! That's what it is. But, Solemn Judgment, which, for those of you, Joe, go ahead and put that up on the screen. 0 attack. Sure. Go for it, buddy. Do that all you want. But, Solemn Judgment, which was the original Solemn card, which negated spells, traps, and monster summons, for half of your life points, was at 1 for the longest time, before finally getting, completely forbidden. But, back when it was at 3, even when it was at 1, it sort of, like, in Yu-Gi-Oh! Slang, it got called God Says No. Because you just got a big, angry-looking, like, God-looking guy up there being like, nay, I negate whatever you say. So, this was my chance to finally make, like, a God Says No negation. There's just this old, like, God-looking figure like, no, step off. You cannot target me with, oh, he's targeting himself. So he could summon the things. Yay. I should be able to Solemn Warning that. Nah? Come on. It'll activate in a second. They're going a little bit slow. See, that's why I didn't just do this right off the bat, because I knew if he was going to... He's either going to let me attack into him, or he was going to activate something that targeted it, in which case now he's losing 2 cards, not just the 1. Is my time going down, or is his? I don't know. We'll be back again. Ah, there we go. It took a second. Yep, just the... No. I say thee nay. So then you're going to attack into that. Nope. Okay. Whatever, bro, your call. Yay. So, let's just... 1. And 8. And then we can special summon Fox for no adequately explained reason. I mean, we could normal summon it just as well. In fact, I probably should have just saved these. That way they can't... Well, it's going to be hard to Twin Twist or anything. Although, he does have that, that one, the Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon that can banish a card. But if he's going to banish anything, he's probably going to get rid of Secret Village. And, oh yeah, I can negate 2 summons, so... That may be a little spot of bother for him. What's that let him do? Yeah, go ahead. Because again, I can negate... I can't imagine he'll be able to summon more than 3 dragons in 1 turn. Oh. Fuck. No, that's fine. I could still do that. Whew. And, okay, anytime I try to negate something, it's going to take a million years. So I'll be back once it's like the Neo-Cretaceous period and this finally ends resolving. There we go. No. I said, I thought the White Stone of Ancients said add to your hand, but it's banished to add to your hand. Otherwise, I would have activated that just like immediately to stop him from even getting this in the graveyard, because now he's got, I forget what it's called. There's that quick play spell card, Hymn of the Dragon Lords or whatever. He could special summon this out. This is the bane of my existence. Unless I can get Gendo. Gendo will really shut this down, because then he's got to summon it in defense position, and most people don't read. Well, plus, a lot of people play Call of the Haunted, which makes you do it in attack position. Either way, unless that's Solemn Strike, we can get our third trap. Unfortunately, we only play the 3 traps. I had more in here originally, but it just bogged things down. Normally I'd win by the time I could get 3 negations off. They just don't have anything, or they just surrender. So, okay. Normal summon. Add a Kieran. He keeps appearing. He's a unicorn. He's on the sleeves for a reason. Okay, so, no Solemn Strike, please. Yay, no Solemn Strike. And a third negation. So I'm just going to say it, I think this guy's pretty much doomed. I mean, he might be able to do other things. But once you get Kieran on the field, and then during the end phase, I'll just stop him from summoning things. Yeah. Mirror Force don't do shit to Majespecters. Can't be destroyed by card effects. Gotta get on my level. I mean, that's the thing, he's playing these, like, the blue eyes, which are, like, the totally meta thing. Nope. Not even gonna let you do it. You got 2 cards. I've got, essentially, 2 negations. If you could summon out a blue eyes that has more attack, I'll just send it back to your hand. I mean, that doesn't even have to be a face-up monster. That's pretty much it. Marking it down, 9th duel's a win. I'll see you in the next duel unless something interesting happens. Why are you in the battle phase? Get out of the battle phase. You don't belong there. Oh yeah, I'm going to do this during the end phase just so he can't negate it if he happens to have anything. Alright, here we are, the 10th duel versus Dark Rye. Not to be confused with Light Rye, which is a delicious kind of bread if I'm not mistaken. Let's see here. All the things that we can do. I think we're just going to go ahead and Pendulum Call. We don't really need this, because we got these 2. And then we'll just Pendulum summon out the things. There's a 1. There's 8. Good old scales. Of course, we've still got probably one of the weaker of the opening hands, because they could still use Spell, they could still use Twin Twister and Raigeki and stuff like that. Granted, Raigeki won't hurt him, but whatever. And I'm just going to keep this, because now that we've got both the Pendulum Scales, I can use him to destroy traps. If he destroys my higher scale, I can put him back in there. And if he happens to summon out something big, which I don't know how he could, because he can't special summon, I could do other things to him. Twin Twister! You fiend! Kill this! Yeah! Well, plus Pendulum Call. I forgot about that. Cards in your Pendulum Zones can't be destroyed by card effects until the end of your opponent's next turn. There we go! Pompoko! Put him out, gonna be a nice time. Let's see, and we're just going to get... We're gonna get Kieran for a backup. If he happens to get rid of Jowgen, then I'll be able to summon it out. Can't summon it now, I can always normal summon it. Plus, it's also now the way I've got it is, like, if he blows up this one, I've got a 2 scale. If he blows up this one, I've got a replacement for it. So, even if he hits both of them, I can start pendulum summoning again, at least get Fox and Bomboko out here doing their things. And he surrendered. So that was I looked at the clock in between it, and I'm pretty sure this is one of the fastest What decks ever, because again, lots of surrendering in the early duels. So you know what, we're gonna play 2 more. We're gonna go an 11th and a 12th duel, because the only one I've lost so far is that 3rd duel. So the way I figure it, if I can win the 11th and the 12th one, this is essentially undefeated. Well, no. That's stupid to say. It's not essentially, but it has a better record than any of the other decks I've done, because it's won 10 duels in a row. So we'll see. Can I win 10 duels in a row? Well, we have another name to add to the list of wizardly-sounding things with Balmung. I guess that's not really a wizard. Well, you could be the evil wizard Balmung attacked from deep within the things of the things of the things. So, let's get summoner art. Dragon Pit. He's got a whole pit and a dragon put together. Yeah, between that and Pendulum Call, I'm getting my scales pretty consistently. Go and get both of those out. I've got no attackers, but no special summons, no normal summon effects, no spells. Do your worst. And I guess I should clarify with that last one what I meant by, like, essentially undefeated. Like, I play 10 random duels. And that's how I judge the goodness of this deck. Or not the goodness, how effective the deck is. Like, if it can win those 10 duels, then it's like, oh, well, that's the track record, like 10-0. So it's like, you know, assuming, what if I had started, like, 15 minutes later, and I started on Duel 4 was the first duel. Like, well, in that case, I would have gone undefeated if I had played through. Being able to do 10 duels in a row would be the best record that any What deck has. Which I kind of hope for, because again, I've never really made a super competitive, like, this is the best it could possibly be. I've always sort of had rules to sort of limit myself to try to make things interesting. Because if I wanted to use Solemn Strike, it would be in almost every deck, because there's almost no deck that it couldn't be used in. I'd rather try to use lesser known stuff, because not everyone has a lot of times people are playing in real life and they don't have access to Solemn Strike. Lord knows in real life I don't have Solemn Strike. So, like, you know, here's some other options. You don't have Solemn Strike? Well, you can make a good deck. This works with themes and does stuff like that. So, it was good to finally just let loose completely. And I'm hoping that I could show off, like, hey, if I really put my mind to it, I could make a really, really strong and powerful deck. I just choose not to most of the time. Which is always that cliche, like, I could be really good, I just choose not to. But I really do just kind of like, you know, that way lies madness. Great, Kieran that I can't special summon. Any other Majespecter would have been better. Of course I could tribute, but then I couldn't special summon it back out. Yep, this is working so far. We'll see, we don't even know what he's playing yet. And you know what, even if I do lose this or whatever, like, this is still a damn good deck. Still can't do anything, but I could do this. Maybe that'll... Oh, there goes your Twin Twisters. A sad state of affairs, to be certain. The real question, most people have something they can normal summon. Maybe he just doesn't have anything with over 1300? I don't know. Great, another Pendulum Call. Well, it's not too bad. 1, I have more recovery now. 2, Dragon Pit Magician, who has 1800 attack, which is a lot for this deck. So unless he's got like a Marshmallow or like a Giant Soldier of Stone. Chain Res... Oh, he's playing a Synchro deck. This is not good for him at all. He probably has a bunch of tiny monsters that just special summon all over the place that he cannot get rid of. And of course that helped deck thin the movie The Game. Maybe he has traps? Hard to say. Another Gendo. Save it, because I can... At this point, even if he blows up the entire field, if he somehow manages to, like, Black Rose. Huh. Don't see that very often. Maybe he's playing my Red Eyes deck. But yeah, even if he manages to do all the things, I could still just, like, put out this, put out Kieran. 1700's not enough. Oh, he's going to just get rid of Jowgen. No, this is not my Red Eyes deck. I didn't use this one on purpose. Because it's not the greatest one. What you control, yeah. You can't special summon a tuner either way because of Gendo. And you can't get over Gendo. Ain't no way. So, I mean, I've got to hope... If he has Solemn Strike or Solemn Warning, I'll be in for some trouble. But, if I... Oh yeah, Call of the Haunted. Either way, yeah, again, if he doesn't have Solemn Strike or Solemn Warning, then Kieran's going to be... Put him in for a spot of bother. Good old Samsara Dragon. But I'm thinking that all these are things that help him special summon. If he could have done something... Yeah, if he had something that negated summons, I assume he would have used it on Dragon Pulse just to stop it from doing things. You could target one Resonator, special summon it. Except for Dark Dirt. Okay. Yep. Can't use that effect. No, no, no. And this Pendulum Call is kind of useless. I mean, that's not holding on to anything. Just to be certain. Because I can always recurse this. I just wanted to... Okay, it's just spell card that he can't use. Let's try... Kieran. And Gendo. And he needs to be in defense mode. So he can activate his effect. There we go. Just put those back. And then, well, I haven't normal summoned yet. Let's just go ahead and normal summon. Doodly-doop. 1800. He dies by inches. So now, anytime, even now he can special summon. He's hampered by the two Gendos that he can't get rid of. But even if he does manage to synchro summon something, once per turn I can just send it back. And he can't target this or destroy it with card effects. Pretty much have to normal summon something with over 2,000. I don't know what you have to special summon two monsters with more than 2,000 attack. This is why this is a candidate for being limited. Like, this is kind of a bitch to get over. I almost feel bad about it, but it's just kind of fun to be on, like, the meta side of things for once. Especially if I'm going against a meta. I mean, this isn't a meta deck, so I do feel kind of bad. He's trying to do interesting stuff. But it's always good when I go against Blue Eyes or something and be like, oh, you think you're meta now, do you? You don't have any idea there, sonny. Bring that to a tournament, what's it? Also, I should say, if you do happen to get this far, if you ever use any of my What-A decks in a tournament or anything, like, please let me know how they do. I'm very interested to see if they work in real life. Just in general, it's always fun. You know, it looks like he's unsure of what to do, so we will return shortly. Not shortly. It'll be shortly for you. We'll return. We'll be back. Okay, well, he special summoned Super Quantum Red Layer, which has 2,000 attack, which can't get over Kieran. What now? Just gonna do 200? Okay. Go for it. Have fun. Make a sandwich. Be a happy housewife. I don't know, whatever you feel like doing, man. Let's see. I'm just going to normal summon this. Fuck. I'm so dumb. I'm so very dumb. I should have pendulum summoned it. But that's fine. Because again, I could just do that. And he does the 200 damage, but I'm doing 1,800. I'm winning in the long run. And now that this is back in my hand, next turn I'll Pendulum Summon it. And then when he tries to get out Red Layer, I'll negate the summon. Or I'll just wait for him to make an XD monster or something. That would probably be the good thing to do. Okay, yeah, special summon that. You're good. Then normal summon something. Make some kind of Ixie or Synchro. I'll send it back. But we'd probably do like Red Layer, attack over the... No, because I could send Kieran back with his own effect. Let's see. Yep. Special summon defense mode. Use that effect. And he surrendered. I was going to normal summon Kieran anyway, and then I have 2,000 attack point beat stick. So there's the 11th duel. Here we go. 12th and final duel. How will we do? Here we are, 12th duel versus the Terminator. Will he terminate our winning streak? Or will we be done in by our own starting hand? Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it at all. So, normal summon Pompoko. Use him to grab Kieran. Whoop-de-doo. And then we can only use one Fox effect per turn. So we're going to use this as our small scale. Dragon Pit is going to be our large scale. And then we'll just go ahead and get both of these out. So then we have a negation, plus Solemn Notice, plus Kieran. Of course he can still MST and stuff like that, but I mean, that would really slow us down, because then that's going to make Kieran negation really difficult prospect, and one of my other negations. So we'll see. If he's got a lot of spell traps, we may still be in this, but I've got a pretty solid starting hand. Let's see what the Terminator does. The Monarch storm forth, that fiend! Oh, okay, but he's just using it for Ancient Gear Beast. If this was Monarchs, I might have been done right there. There might have been... Well, it would have activated an effect, and then I could get rid of it. But I might have been in for a spot of bother. As it stands, I think I'm... Well... Yeah, there we go! 10 victories in a row. Probably the best What a Deck. I'll leave that up to you guys in the comments. You'll have to let me know. Either way, I'll see you on the end screen. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Secret Gendo Pendulum Lockdown. It's a long name, but it's kind of fun to say. And we went 11 out of 12. We only lost once to ninjas. And I think, like I mentioned in that, we had a few things that we could use to get rid of ninjas in this side deck here that might have been useful. So in a match, I think we might have been doing pretty good. So there you go. There's my meta deck for the year. Unless someone else requests me to make one on Patreon or something like that. Which you could do if you want to donate $25. That's the request an episode tier, basically, producer tier, which you could do every 3 months. So, you know, if you enjoyed this and you'd like to see more like that, you can go ahead and request that. Throw your money at me. It'll be fun. It'll be funny. Everyone will enjoy it. I'm so dumb. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Next time, I'm going to be looking at stuff from the Dark Side Dimensions. I believe I'm going to be taking a look at cubics, which are a very, very interesting archetype. They're what the bad guy uses in the new movie. So until then, good luck. Have fun.